updated on the daily, like news and entertainment.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Jody, and I'm bringing you the latest in the news and trending topics. And we've got a jam-packed show for you today, from style critics to big moves in sports and a bit of political drama. We're covering all, so let's get right to it. First up, let's talk about fashion. On the latest episode of The Sherri Show, Sherri Shepherd weighed in on some bold fashion choices at the Vanity Fair's annual Oscars after party. Now, we're talking about none other than Megan Thee Stallion and Zoe Kravitz, and a few other big names showing up in some seriously revealing outfits. But hold up, Sherri wasn't there to shame anybody. She just had a message for the people, okay? So here's the thing. Sherri made it clear that while she's all for embracing the sexy side, there's a fine line between showing skin and showing too much. She said, "Ladies, this is not it. I say this with all the love I have." Sherri expressed concerns that young girls are looking up to these stars and could be influenced by their fashion choices. Let's jump into the clip.
Their Oscars after parties seem to have an unwritten theme. It was just a lot of nudity, okay? Julia Fox wore a completely sheer dress that barely covered her cookie jar. Zoe Kravitz graced us with her butt crack. You could see everything. Megan Thee Stallion wore a dark green gown with only matching green pasties to cover up her breasts. And so this is where I have to put my Auntie Sherri wig on. And I say this with all of the love that I have. Ladies, this is not it. And I say this because there are young women, young girls who are looking up to all of you. All of you. A lot of these celebrities, they say they don't want to be a role model. But here's the thing. It comes with the territory, being a role model. You can't escape it. Because Megan, when you said you graduated from college, do you know how many young girls you inspired to go to school also? You didn't ask for that. You didn't ask for that, but they were watching you.
So I get it, Sherri. It's all about the message you send out to the world, especially when you have such a massive platform. And you know what? I'm with her on this one. You be bold, be confident, but remember, you're not just expressing yourself, you're setting an example too. All right, my auntie had off. Listen. Now onto some big news in sports. Master P, yes, the legend himself is making moves off the mic, off of ramen, and onto the court. On February 26th, the University of New Orleans named him president of basketball operations for the Privateers. Now, this is huge. As a kid from New Orleans, Master P says basketball played a big role in his life, and now he's bringing his knowledge and business savvy to the university. Master P stated, "As a kid growing up in New Orleans, I can honestly say that basketball changed and saved my life. At that time, UNO was one of the biggest programs in the country. It was all about Privateer Nation, and there was so much excitement on the lakefront." Would you look at that passion? Coach Percy Miller, y'all, is all about helping revive the University of New Orleans basketball program to its former glory. We're definitely excited to see what he'll bring to the table, and not just for the program, but for the city too. You know, he putting on for his city, for his hometown, okay? In some serious news, we're turning our attention to the wildfires that are sweeping across North and South Carolina. Over 180 wildfires are currently burning in North Carolina, with flames consuming almost 3,200 acres. And while some fires have been contained, others continue to rage on, causing significant danger to nearby communities. In South Carolina, it's even worse. The biggest wildfire is near Myrtle Beach and has already torched over 2,000 acres, and it's only 30% contained. Firefighters are doing everything they can, but it's an uphill battle. Our thoughts are with everyone who is being affected by these fires, and we hope that those flames get under control very soon. Listen, 2025, you're supposed to be sweet to us. And we've been having problems ever since, okay? Now, things have got a little heated on the political front this week. Representative Al Green, the Democrat from Texas, made headlines after he was forcibly removed from the House chamber during President Donald Trump's joint address to Congress on March 5th. Y'all, it was actually ridiculous. Watching the clip, and we're gonna jump into it, and hearing them talk, it didn't even seem real, to be honest. So here's what went down. Green stood up in protest, and he was shaking his cane at President Trump and shouting, "You don't have a mandate to cut Medicaid. The room exploded in a mix of cheers and boos, and the speaker, Mike Johnson, had to step in and, restore order. You can't really hear him in the audio because he wasn't Mike, but you can see it. We're going to jump into the clip.
This optimism saw its single largest 1-month gain ever recorded, a 41-point jump.
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Green wasn't backing down though, and his stance was loud and clear. He came back and let everybody know that he's standing on all of that and he will do it again. Let's jump into the clip.
To the president, you do not have a mandate to cut Medicaid. I have constituents who need Medicaid. They will suffer and some will die if they don't get Medicaid. I heard the speaker when he said that I should cease. I did not, and I did not with intentionality. It was not done out of a burst of emotion. I was emotional about it, but I did it with intentionality. I think that on some questions of conscience, you have to be willing to suffer the consequences. And I have said I will. I will suffer whatever the consequences are, because I don't believe that in the richest country in the world, people should be without good health care. I stood up for my constituents then. I'm standing up for my constituents now. I am grateful to Mr. McGovern for what he has said. I'm grateful to those who have been standing with me. But I will tell you, I appreciate you. No anger. The officers who escorted me out, they were kind to me. I don't blame the speaker for anything. Friends, I would do it again. I have to be candid with you. I'm not trying to in some way insult you. This is a matter of principle. This is a matter of conscience. There are people suffering in this country because they don't have health care. I'll close with this. On some issues that are matters of conscience, it is better to stand alone than not stand at all. This is where I stand.
And honestly, we are here for it. Green was standing up for what he believed in, representing his people, and sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, that's what it takes. That's a man who has integrity, and that's what we love to see, especially in the House, representing the people. Well, all right, that's all the news I have for you guys today. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me, listening to my views, okay? Be sure to tune in next time for updates on everything from entertainment to current events. But until then, y'all, I'm Jody, and this was Let's Talk News. Make sure you head over to entertainmejody.com to subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of the latest in the news, trending topics, and exclusive content.